Got two things to talk about. Two. One, if you removed the part of your brain that is not your brain stem, your body should still function as its, basics. The brain stem should still run the body. And then you were to take that brain and put it in, some sort of system that was very similar to your body but didn't contain any of its original structure, like, a Terminator body or something. Would the brain feel different? Would it feel like a different person, or would it just feel incomplete? Because I know the brain is connected to things like the intestines, like emotionally. The intestines are somehow linked to the brain. I'm not quite sure how, but like you feel pain in your gut when you get excited or worried or something like that. So that was the first thing. What would happen if you put your brain into, a cybernetic body where it doesn't have any contact with its original organs, but is still being sustained in some other way? And secondly, it's about guns. Yes, I'm getting really tired of every couple of weeks, every day there is a shooting in America. At least every week or every couple of weeks there's a mass shooting. I'm tired of every single time this mass shootings happen. Republicans or just anyone who is in favor of guns, they're like, you want to take our guns away, you want to take our freedom away, you want to make it to where we can't protect ourselves? Well, you'll only do that if you can take them from my cold, dead hands. Well, you know what? We've had enough people die. We don't want more to die. If you are not going to let go of your guns, your unnecessary guns, without being shot, then alright, send in the military. We'll shoot you and we'll take your guns. Because we do not need people walking around with AR-15s and unnecessarily powerful weapons. Really, I think unless you live in a place where there's high crime rates or you need to hunt to survive, guns are not necessary at all. Maybe in militias, in the hands of SWAT teams, the military, and police forces, they should be allowed. That's what the Constitution actually says. It doesn't say that we can just have guns. It says under a well-regulated militia, we have the right to bear arms. So, there's that. But really, I don't think you should just take away all guns. I don't think that is an option in this country. Because just people have for so long think that it's just a main backbone to our country, even though it clearly says in the Constitution that unless you're part of the military or the police force or something, you can't own a gun. But you should be able to own certain kinds of firearms. Yes, it's still going to mean that this country is more dangerous and you're more likely to get shot by someone. But you're already much more likely to get shot by someone in this country than in many other developed countries. And the kind of guns that I think might be useful for the purposes that people say they are, like for self-defense, would be like pistols, shotguns, and rifles. Nothing like, no fully automatic assault rifles, maybe automatic pistol at most or something. You should have semi-automatic weapons, so you can fire several shots, but we don't need AR-15s. It's just not necessary. Also, people say that they can, stop a shooting from happening by shooting the shooter. What good is having a gun on you or in your vicinity gonna do you if someone has just walked into your residence, they're already pointing a gun at you, and it's loaded with the safety off? There's nothing you can do in time that, that want to give them a chance to shoot you several times, Even if your gun was in a holster that you could pull out in a second, they could still shoot you twice in that second. If it's like a pistol or something. And another thing that people say they need guns for, which just doesn't make any sense, they say we need legal guns so that if the government, starts becoming tyrannical, that we can overthrow it. Well, what good are legal guns if it is illegal to overthrow the government with force? You're still breaking the law. You might as well just have an illegal gun to overthrow the government with force, since it doesn't really matter in that situation. Either way, overthrowing the government with the use of a gun is illegal. So, that argument doesn't work either. There are definitely some arguments to have guns. I don't think that all guns should just be taken away. But I think that unnecessarily powerful guns should be. most guns should be taken away. You should be allowed to have, maybe a pump-action shotgun, a long-range rifle, or a short-range pistol that you can, fire, or I guess it's mid-range. Shotgun would be more close range, but that's it. Beyond that, you don't need anything more powerful than that. Really, you don't even need that to begin with, unless you live in Alaska or a place where you're likely to be assaulted, like just walking down the streets. Anyway, I'm about to run out of memory space, so I gotta end this video. And, yeah, so leave some comments below telling me what you think, and give your opinions, because I like to hear other people's opinions.